UX or UI? That is the question. The rise of digital has redefined the way companies operate. User-centric strategies have become popular, with all aspects of the business being structured around user needs. Two disciplines have emerged, acting as engines of change and facilitating this process: UX and UI. But what are they? What are their differences and similarities? And how can they prove to be essential to your organization? Hello and welcome to MJVLOGS. I'm Paul Duache, and this is the harmony of UX and UI. User experience design is essentially all about how the user feels when performing a particular task, whether in the physical or the digital context. But UX is not just about emotions, it's also about business. User experience is essentially about understanding and anticipating user needs to offer more adherent business solutions. It is proven that a good experience builds emotional bond between brand and customer. You'll hear more on this later. But enough of the pleasantries. Let's put some solid facts behind all this chit-chat.
Research indicates that allocating 15 to 20% of a project's total budget to UX can guarantee a better ROI. Companies that consider the user experience as one of their business pillars perform 228% above average. In a business context in which acquiring customers costs 5 to 7 times higher than retaining them, this makes a real difference.
Who is that guy? Okay, so we've talked about UX, but what about UI? What does it offer? It's the discipline that studies how users interact with a specific application, monitor, device, or software. It is considered the bridge between UX and the user. UI is inside UX, but is no less important. On a website, for example, UI works visually on the page, responsible for controlling the user's action, leading up to their goal. Despite dealing with visuals, it's much more than just creating beautiful screens. Although this helps, UI directly affects UX, and it requires a set of specific knowledge and good interdisciplinary practices to achieve its objectives. UX and UI are complementary, easily integrated into teams, and highly effective when used in conjunction. How about a good old-fashioned analogy? Picture horseback riding. UI is the saddle, stirrups, and reins, whereas UX is that feeling you get when you're able to ride your horse and rope your cattle. The truth is, it's much easier to integrate UX and UI than use them separately, especially in the digital context where it is necessary to have an interface as a means of carrying out actions. UX and UI are approaches that don't compete. On the contrary, they complement one another. And it's in this union that the magic happens. This construction is not a linear process and requires frequent review. You know, there's no reason to choose between one or the other. Use both. If you want to know more on how best to implement UX and UI, then take a look at the blog that we've left you in the description of this video. Alternatively, you are always welcome to speak to one of our consultants to explore how we can potentially improve your business. Remember, you don't have to go it alone.